I know this has been a disappointing season for Jets fans, but it's kind of one of those necessary things you had to go through to get to the ultimate goal, which was to send Todd Bowles' ass packing. And that's what finally happened after this past Sunday's game. Another loss of many. The New York Jets relieved Todd Bowles of his head coaching duties. So you wanted it, you got it. Todd Bowles is gone. And it's on to try and find the next head coach that can actually try to turn this thing around for the Jets. And don't get me wrong, the time had come for Todd Bowles. Nice dude, sure. Had a couple of moments where it seemed like the team rallied around him and played hard for him. But this year was it. This year was it. They were just a bad football team. They played largely uninspired football. I didn't see a ton of development out of Sam Darnold throughout the course of the year. And you just looked at him. It wasn't like they were a great team to begin with, but it wasn't like Todd Bowles was getting more out of them than he really could have. He got what they were, which was a shitty team with a top 5 pick in the 2019 NFL Draft. I mean, this isn't really one that I think people are going to argue very much. Like, it was time for Todd Bowles to go. Here's my question, though. Who's the one that built the team that sucked that Todd Bowles coached? Who's the one that hired Todd Bowles to fucking begin with? Who's the one foolishly a few years ago that tried to go heavily into free agency in the trade market to try and build an immediate playoff team, only for the Jets to finish 10-6 but come up short and then leave them in the situation that they are? Last time I checked, it wasn't Todd Bowles that did all that shit. It was general manager Mike McCagnon. And for some particular reason that is unbeknownst to me, as a lot of these head coaches are being fired, the general managers that built these crappy teams, ultimately hired these crappy head coaches, are able to retain their jobs and potentially hire the next mistake. How does that make any fucking sense whatsoever? That makes zero sense. If you don't like the job the head coach did, shouldn't you, by reason, ask yourself the question, who hired him? And what did that person do that hired him that is so good that they aren't shown the door themselves to? And when I look at Mike McCagnon, I say, what the fuck is this guy done to deserve to continue to be calling the shots for the New York Jets? You can say, oh, he drafted Jamal Adams last year. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Had a stud right there. A lot of other teams probably would have taken him too. You say, oh, he drafted Sam Darnold. Yes, but he also gave up 3 second-round picks to move up from 6 to 3, and we don't even know truly whether Sam Darnold was their guy or not. And it's hard to believe at that point in time, when that trade was made, that Mike McCagnon actually wanted Sam Darnold. If anything, he might have thought it was Baker Mayfield. So the dumb son of a bitch, in theory, and it seems reasonable when you think about it, traded up to not get his damn guy. Who's the asshole that hired Todd Bowles? Who's the idiot that put this crappy roster out there? Who's the idiot that doesn't draft very well? Who's the idiot that does all of these things? It's Mike McCagnon. Why would you give a general manager that has proven his incompetence over the past 4 seasons more time to continue to exert his will of suck over your organization? This is not a thing where you had a pretty good team or a playoff caliber team, and you could clearly see that the coach was an idiot. That's one thing. Your coach wasn't good, but your team wasn't good because your general manager ain't any damn good. How these general managers during this whole Black Monday and off-season cycle here are surviving as these head coaches are being thrown to the wolves is beyond me. That falls on the team presidents and the owners for not holding these general managers to task, for not holding them accountable. There is no excuse. Todd Bowles should have been fired, yes. But hell to the no was saying Mike Maccagnan deserved to keep his job. What the hell has he done? What, because he drafted a rookie quarterback, he gets more time? Then that logic should apply to Todd Bowles too. It doesn't because it shouldn't, and therefore, as a result, it most certainly does not fall to Maccagnan to be able to deserve that additional time because he doesn't deserve it. His ass should have been sent packing too. This is ridiculous and typical of an organization like the dumbass Jets.